Greetings, everybody. Today is February the 15th, just after Valentine's Day. Hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day celebration, regardless if you had spend it with your significant other, partner, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, love interest. I hope it went well for you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Al Mina. I'm the concept author of the faceconomics um, ba- idea, and also um, social media platform in being able to utilize economic development worldwide. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for our friends and family members that are listening from various parts of the world. I'm currently in Central Virginia in my hotel room. I had a privilege and honor to bid my friend Barbara a farewell. Um, she basically took me under her wing as a college student when I was studying here in Central Virginia. And she went on to be with her love interest, her husband, who went uh, home in heaven to prepare for her arrival. So she's now spending time with her love of her life here and love of her afterlife in heaven. So, Barbara, thank you so much for being there for us and being a wonderful mom and wife to your children. I had the privilege and honor to meet uh, uh, David and also Gary at church. So I didn't really get to know them, but I'm glad that I was able to meet, your children, as well as Lisa, your phenomenal daughter that has been by your side through your journey, throughout your journey. So anyway, thank you so much for letting me uh, say my farewell to my friend Barbara, and um, you know, I'm glad that I managed to come for a quick, chat with the family. That said, I haven't really got enough sleep. I've been on conference calls overseas in different time zones, and I'm a little tired, and I just drove not that far. It's still within the state of Virginia, just that I haven't had a whole lot of sleep, so I'm a little tired. But I thought I'd go ahead and do this podcast because I'm actually behind schedule on my podcast, and I'm just trying to catch up now. Today's Monday. Typically, I try to get my podcast in on Fridays, and at the latest, maybe within the weekend. But having said that, thank you again for joining me. My name is Al Mina, the Face Economics concept author, um, which is basically the ongoing um, fourth industrial revolution, the utilization of technology worldwide in order to build capacity and develop their economies, may it be in frontier, emerging markets, or developed markets like here in the U.S. Because there's definitely a lot of potential that the social media platform can provide in developing the U.S. market as well. So having said that, let me segue into some of the conversation I had this evening. It was pretty interesting. I thought I'd share with you that, there's still a lot of interest in knowing for within the general public where the U.S. stands in terms of our overall, economic viability and potential, as well as aspirations. And I'm here to say that things are looking good for us. We are definitely, still very competitive as a marketplace. Uh, yes, I would also acknowledge that we do have a lot of competitions, and there are markets out there that are unifying themselves and trying to develop a significantly powerful market economy within the region. But I think at the end of the day, competition isn't bad necessarily. Sometimes it makes us become more, you know, engaged and wanting to advance, because of the competition, and also providing additional development, you know, position for us. We become more, um, what's the word? We become more competitive that way. So it's not necessarily a bad thing with having competition. Having said that, there's been quite a bit of stuff going on with the stimulus and how it's supposed to be introduced into the marketplace, and as well as, there's a lot of insecurity around, from various sectors in industry, just because of so much volatility going on right now, and there really isn't a whole lot of, hiring going on, even though people are saying that the market is starting to open up. I believe that many of the employers, especially employers that are trying to hire people above the blue collar worker type of industry, are still pretty hesitant in trying to attract new talents or bring somebody on board full time. So, I think there's going to be a lot of slow movement within our initial first, second, third quarter, you know, market environment when it comes to job creation and employment. But is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Just because, Americans tend to be very, you know, um, ingenious in terms of developing new potential and creating new opportunities. So that's what made America America today, is because we are able to, in general, we were able to, create opportunities, and we're always willing to learn. So I think that's what makes the U.S. market very competitive. Is just um, our innate ability to want to learn, and continues to learn. So yeah, I enjoyed tonight's conversation with some friends. I understand some concerns where people are not very familiar with trade, commerce, and market development, foreign direct investment like FDI, which is normal, but the Face Economics platform is kind of helping the community learn and advance on a more, user friendly, if I can even say it, user friendly way, using social media. And that's why we created the Face Economics concept, is because we want to help the majority of the population to just, kind of engage and learn about economics, but, kind of develop a platform that's not overly boring. Because I remember when I was in school, it wasn't the most uh, engaging. Well, to me, it was interesting, but I even back then, thinking back then, I understand why majority of the population don't see the study of macroeconomics all that great or interesting, because of the jargon, the lingo, and verbiage that surrounds it. So we created the Face Economics platform, which is to help engage the local population, the regular people, to want to help advance their economies using social media, and which just also makes it interesting, because you're kind of being exposed to to the typical daily stuff that you would normally be exposed to um, in your daily activity, except now we're able to engage it via social media and be able to also measure it, because as you all know, a lot of our social media platforms nowadays has data um, measurement capacity. So it's definitely taking notes on usage, things that are being shared, and also statistics stuff, demographics. via social media platform. So they're packaging it. Matter of fact, they're already been packaging it. They're selling it to various political, organizations and businesses and various institutions that wants data from the social media, industry. Yes, it is an industry. It's just basically just was created just like any other industries were created, um, and now it's becoming more prevalent throughout the world in various marketplaces, which makes these countries, including the U.S., very competitive. Just because now there's a way for us to quantify um, job creation, employment issues, and everything else that you want to quantify that are being shared on social media. So, having said that, I want to just continue to provoke people to learn and engage via what you're exposed to on social media and learn off of it. Don't just, push it back and say, shy away from it. Use your, creativity to learn and create new opportunities for yourself using social media. That's something that you definitely want to do, especially as a professional, as a young entrepreneur, or a business person, or a policymaker. You want to utilize the social media platform that has never been around ever in human history to create opportunities, build potential, and stimulate the economy. You know, there we basically just open a Pandora box, not in a negative sense, but a floodgates of opportunities via social media because it's a platform that people utilize to create ideas, share ideas, and implement those ideas on social media. So again, my name is Al Mina. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. I would like to apologize that I'm a little tired and maybe talking about stuff that I've talked about before, but I just kind of reinforced the idea of utilizing social media to create opportunities and further advance economic development within your country, community, or neighborhood. Um, and just be creative with it. Never in human history did we have access to social media the way that we have access to it in this magnitude. Does it have a lot of question marks in terms of people misusing it? Yes, there's always going to be that. There's always going to be people that will find a way to, find uh, to just basically disrupt the markets in a negative way. But there's also good disruptions, positive disruptions, and that's also the offspring of social media. So please consider following us, supporting us, telling your friends about our face economics concept. We need support from the public. We definitely would like to advance and increase our capacity via public support and funding. We are not a nonprofit. We are a small business, but our agenda is to create opportunities worldwide as well as in the U.S. market, so that the previous issues in poverty, issues where people are simply not getting enough opportunities in order for them to advance, is going to be limited. It'll never go away, but we would like to limit that, and we want to create potential within the markets that we are operating in. Again, my name is Al Mina. Thank you for joining me. This is the Face Economics Podcast. You can find us on iHeartRadio and all sorts of podcast channels, I believe now, where people are gravitating towards to get their content as well as new ideas to solutions that they can provide to either their clients or their community and their governments. So thank you so much. My name is Al Mina. I'm looking forward to our next engagement. Hoping to be back in my studio in the next few days. So you'll be, you won't see a bed or a whole lot of background appliances or furniture in my next podcast, hopefully. But thank you so much for listening in. I'm looking forward to our next engagement. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and envision potential, envision growth, and envision capacity, because that's the name of the game today. Everybody's building. Okay, well, thank you so much. My name is Almia. I appreciate your time. Take care. Bye bye.